Great, thank you for sitting down with us. Appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about the show and what you're doing with it.
Yeah, the show really means a lot to me. I first saw it like 20 years ago with my family on Broadway, and then again in Chicago for the family reunion. And it's kind of in different forms come back to me at different points in my life. Like I read the book when I was entering college, and I, saw the movies, saw the clips from the revival and everything. And now it coming back again into my life is a really special, there's a really special kind of like symmetry to it, I guess. But it really, it's awesome that it lets us be something other than slaves and other than, it really kind of breaks the mold on what we can do on stage, and it highlights a very specific point in our history as Black people that often gets skipped over. It's kind of like we were slaves, and then it was Martin Luther King, and then it's today. It's like there's so much history and so many pockets, and so many people's stories that we can honor in between. And so I love that it gives us an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of we're taking a really kind of stripped down approach, simple approach to the stories that really just get into the lived experience of all these people, because their stories are representative of so many other people. So we're just going to give space for that for the audience to just meet these characters.
Yeah, so is that one of the things that drew you to the piece?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Feeling like we're kind of excavating a new pocket of history is what it feels like.
Right.
And exposing all kinds of audiences to something that these kinds of stories, these kind of in-between stories historically, that's not what you get in school. This isn't going to be in your history book. This isn't going to be, in the little documentary you watch in class. Like this is a special pocket. It's kind of feels like sharing an oral history of sorts. So yeah, there's definitely a big part of what drew me to the show.
So as a director, what's one thing or what's something that's important to you that draws you to a piece that's a story that you want to tell? Like what's your thing as a director? Or do you have one?
Yeah, I think as an artist, as a director, like everything I do, I consider it to be a love letter. So whether that's to like a former version of myself who felt like he really needed this story, or whether that's I feel like someone I know personally or a community that is kind of overlooked in terms of stories that reflect their lives. And I think that's kind of always what I'm looking for, is like where is the heart in a story and who is it for? And I think for The Color Purple, it hits a lot of those marks for me. Because it feels like this is a gift to our people. Really, I see it as a huge responsibility actually to be able to share it and do us proud.
Yeah. Now, do you have like a favorite musical, or even again, so specifically in your case as a director, like a favorite play or a piece that you're like, yeah, that's kind of the one. That's the one for me.
So like with The Color Purple, I've gotten a chance to do a lot of my like bucket list shows, which is great. But still on the list that I haven't done. There's a musical called Zombie Prom.
I know it.
It was like off Broadway in 1997. It's really ridiculous. It's so much fun. It's so smartly written, and it's still so relevant, unfortunately. And in terms of a play, there's a play called Sugar in Our Wounds by Danya R. Love. It's similarly kind of this in-between, historically it's kind of this in-between period. It's still during the American slave trade, but gets to show kind of an alternate look at how we loved it as people, and how we things that kind of are outside the scope of the normal traditional slave narrative. And it's really, when I can find the right place to do it, that's like really, really high on my list.
Oh, good. Now, many of us have a survival job outside of the theater. So what do you do when you're not directing or performing on stage? What are you doing?
I thankfully have gotten to do a lot of teaching artist work at different levels.
That's good.
So there's kindergarten, second grade, middle school, and sometimes with adults as well. But for real survivor job, there's I sell merch for a couple theaters, and I usher at a couple theaters. So that's kind of the good, like when I want to go to a concert, it's because of those jobs that I can go to those concerts. Like I saw Beyonce last year and I was like, thank you to these jobs, I really appreciate it. So those are my day jobs, yeah.
So now, are you a native of LA? I don't think you are.
No, I'm originally from Texas. My family is pretty much all from Texas. We moved here when I was pretty young, but we still go back a good amount of the time when we can.
Right.
Texas born, LA raised.
Oh, and where in Texas? Where's it?
In Carrollton, suburb of Dallas.
Oh, okay, yeah. My grandfather's from Fort Worth, so
Nice.
very familiar with the area. So, kind of the last question I want to ask, even though you have somewhat touched upon this already, but why should someone come see this production of this show?
Wow, yeah, I think this particular production, this particular show, we are not trying, I think, there's nothing to hide behind. I think for our performers, it's really kind of big. We're asking a lot of them in terms of how vulnerable they have to be. There's no bells and whistles for them to hide behind. There's no distractions between the performers and the audience. It's really you're going to want to absorb every muscle on their face and every line in their, every kind of molecule of what they're doing. Like we're really digging into the details and we're getting so specific, and I think there's a real purity to the storytelling that I think is going to be a draw to people and is going to really leave people feeling changed by what our cast is doing on stage. I think that's a big draw.
Good. Thank you, Forrest.